Hi there, if you tuned in to this video to see how to use X-Tool laser engraver, please don't be alarmed by all the knives that surround me. You see, I review knives on YouTube, and this here is my studio, and also a room where my collection lives. There was a pleasant surprise as my channel approached 25,000 subscribers. I'm very proud of it, putting me into top 1.5% of YouTubers. X-Tool decided to send me one of their newest laser engravers for review. This is X-Tool F2 dual laser machine. I'm not an expert. This is the first laser engraver I've ever touched in my entire life. So I'm not an expert, and they didn't want an expert to review their product because there are plenty of videos on how to unbox it, set it up, and get yourself started. I watched them, and that is pretty much all I know. So tonight I am going to show you how I am going to use their machine to decorate this knife. You see, on my channel it became a tradition. When I hit 10,000 subscribers, I purchased this pretty expensive semi-custom knife. Look at this, isn't that beautiful? Famous person ground this blade. And since I didn't have a laser machine, I resorted to just antiquing the handle, and I scribed the pattern here with a Sharpie and then simply applied antiquing compound to the handle, and that's what I got. Now, thanks to X-Tool, I will end up with a much more sophisticated gift from me to my channel on this knife. So it's the same company who made this knife, and it's an automatic. It's called Godson by ProTech. I do review all kinds of everyday carry or EDC gear on my channel, including flashlights, multi-tools, even boots sometimes, or clothing items. But my main focus and passion are items of cutlery. All right, let me walk you through what I've done so far. I disassembled the knife. I removed all the internals because I didn't want to burn the mother of pearl activation button here. So now it's all brass, but I reinstalled the back half of the handle to keep it flat because there are some features inside there that protrude. I didn't want that to happen. I am wiping the surface with a microfiber cloth, and I already cleaned it with Barmaid's Friend compound. A quick wipe here, and I am going to place it onto the table. I'm trying to hit 45-degree angle because that's where my pattern is set up. But now if I place the knife onto the surface again, as you can see, it's out of focus. So by hitting the ruler again, I'm allowing it to realign to the height or to the thickness of my knife handle. So now I'm going to take a screenshot of where we sit, and as you can see, the pattern was not aligned with the knife, and so we're going to move it. I can drag it like this, and I like to fine-tune using arrows here, but clearly my angle is off, so we're going to reduce from 45, let's call it 44 degrees, maybe 43.5. Getting there. Let's do a 42. Okay, 42.5. Sorry, a little bit of a trial and error. Okay, and now I can use the arrows on the keypad to adjust it where I want it to be. Just like that. Okay, so I already selected brass in the material menu. So this is what happens when you do that. You go material, metal, brass. Simple. So we are good to go. We'll leave it at that. And I have no idea what these bitmap modes are. Didn't bother to read up on it, so feel free to comment under this video. I'm going to take the screenshot again just to make sure nothing shifted as I was playing with it. And I think we're ready to go. Double check the settings. So here is an interesting setting, how many passes you would like. So you can pre-select how many passes you would like, but actually it lets you repeat the process before you finish. Here we go, fingers crossed. First time ever engraving on the knife handle. Hit process, this is what's going to happen next. And when I hit start, I'm waiting for the beep. I hit this button, and here we go. Oh my. I see that it's coming a little bit on the pale side, so I might have to repeat a couple passes, or a couple more passes I should say. Are you guys with me? I'm excited. I'm tingling with anticipation here, see what happens. Oh. So I actually want the pattern in the dark, so I'm thinking I'm going to antique this brass after I'm done engraving, but for that it needs to be deeper and leave me enough depth, or give me enough depth so that I can polish the surface after antiquing the engraving. And it's done. So I'm going to hit process again. The noise you're hearing is this air purifier that Xtool kindly provided with the unit, and it's automatically controlled by the unit itself. So when I hit start, the purifier will start running. Isn't that cool? So here it goes again. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to increase power. I'm going to exit from here once it's done engraving and give it a little bit more oomph and maybe add a pass or two. So I'm going to hit finished. It's still ventilating. I can hit this menu here. Ooh, that was noisy. And now I'm going to increase power, and I can type it in. I increased power. Let's go 100%. Shall we? Let's give it a 100% power, and I am going to give it 3 passes. Let's see how it does. Maybe reduce the dot duration from 200 milliseconds to 150. Let's see what happens, because I increased the power. I don't want to overheat the metal. My background is mechanical engineering, but I also been a machinist, CNC machinist and operator, CNC programmer. So maybe for me it's a little easier to learn something like this. But I'm pretty sure that anyone can handle it. And again, if you know differently, feel free to comment. My regular viewers like to exchange knowledge and ideas and even get into very interesting discussions in the comments. So in my typical video, if you are not reading the comments, you are missing out on some knowledge related to everyday carry gear. It's going on the second time, and I am going to fill the pause by saying that the more viewers from outside my niche subscribe to my channel, the more I am willing to adjust the direction where this channel is going. My channel is pretty much a non-profit affair here because I don't accept affiliations. For example, Xtool offered me an affiliation, and I'm having like internal discussion whether or not I should accept it or just provide links to this tool on Amazon, because They actually sell them directly on Amazon. You don't have to go through their website. And this way they will not be able to control my content in any way, shape, or form. They did provide it to me for free and did request a review of the video before I published it. I am not sure I want to remove the item yet, because I am going to pause the video and let me just zoom in. Let me just zoom in so you can see what's going on there. I'll tell you what. This is what it looks like so far. Here we go. Definitely plenty of definition here. And was probably off by 1/4 of a degree, but you know, sometimes imperfection leads to perfection. So yeah. So I antiqued it, and the pattern is visible when the light reflects, but less visible when it doesn't. So I'm going to deploy my secret weapon here. I have this stropping board, which is leather on wood. Knife people use it after sharpening to strop and hone the knives. So it has very small amount of very fine polishing compound on the leather. And so I'm gonna run it to see if I can bring the outer surface to some kind of shine, and see what it does. Look at that. I might have to come back with an antiquing compound. By the way, what I'm using for that, this aluminum black. So you can also use gun blue, or just buy antiquing brass and bronze compound or liquid fluid. You know, through my various hobbies, I came to realization that this aluminum black works on everything except for stainless steel, because nothing antiques stainless steel other than actual coating, but it's a topic for a completely different video. Okay, after all this, I went back. I was able to reposition it precisely where it was in the beginning, using this 50 megapixel camera that's built into this device, and definitely antiquing it all around and then laser etching it. That was the way to go. A lot more contrast, and the detail shows really nicely here. Well, which way did you like better? Let me know in the comments. And so this is how it all turned out in the end. I was looking for that epic Roman look, and I think X-Tool and I got there.